Hey guys, welcome to The Pursuit. My name is Becky, this is my friend Josh.
Hello.
And we're going to be hanging out with you the next couple of weeks to talk about something called community.
That's right. We're going to explore what community is, why we need it, if at all, and how to be a part of community. It's going to be a great couple of weeks, and we can't wait to dive into this topic with you.
Alright, wait, let's get started. Bumper is rolling.
Rolling, 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 rolling.
And community. This is a word you hear a lot in church.
But I'm sure you've heard the word before in your social studies class too, where it's explained as a social group that has something important in common, like your interests, beliefs, or goals.
Right. So by that definition, my community would be my close friends, teammates, classmates, family members. Those are some pretty cute pictures, Josh.
Even if we don't realize it, because we don't use that word every day, we're all a part of communities. We are naturally have connections with other people. It's just a way we were built. We have a need and want to know people and have them know us. Sometimes to the point where we call these people the best in our lives.
Ah, yes, best friends. They are pretty great, and I could probably rave to you about how amazing my best friends are for like an hour. But instead, why don't we talk about our best friends as a group? So let's take a second, tell each other your best friend's name and one or two things that you love about them or why they're such a good friend.
Connections like these are amazing, but not all connections are created equal. We connect with different people in different ways. For example, you connect differently with your parent versus your best friend. Just like you have a different relationship or connection with the person you buy snacks from at 7-Eleven than you do with your youth pastor who gives you snacks for free.
In fact, we can break down your different connections into 4 categories. We have cool strangers, acquaintances, friends, and your inner circle. The first category, or cool strangers, are connections you have through outside influences, like a shared taste in music or the love of the same sports team. So, like the stranger that you met in line at the latest Avengers movie, had an awesome conversation about the Marvelverse with, and then never saw again.
The second type of connection are your acquaintances. You know them on a pretty surface level and wouldn't necessarily call them friends. Think of the people in your class that you work on a group project with, but don't really hang out otherwise.
The third category of connection is friend. These are people who you've built relationship with because of cool things that you've done together. So these would be people like your teammates from sports, music, or drama, who you spend a lot of time with at tournaments or performances, or even just for fun.
The last type of connection is the inner circle. These are the real and raw connections of deep friendship. These relationships happen when we share personal experiences and feelings. So your inner circle would be your best friends, the people you love to hang out with the most and share all the pieces of your life. You trust them with telling them who your secret crush is, or things you're afraid of, or even sometimes the most embarrassing moments.
Now, believe it or not, Jesus had levels of relationship like this too. During his time teaching, Jesus met many cool strangers. These were the people who came to listen to him, to learn from him, or be healed by him. For example, the crowd of 5,000 people who came to hear him speak before he performed the miracle with the loaves and the fish.
Jesus had many people following him throughout his ministry, but in Luke 10:1, we see that he chose 72, or his acquaintances, to be sent out as a part of his mission. These were different than his group of friends, the 12 disciples, who he chose to have walk alongside him during his years of ministry.
And of those 12 friends, many scholars believe that Jesus also had an inner circle. His top 3 besties, Peter, James, and John, who he called to follow him first.
If you read through these stories in the Gospels,
Those are the books of Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John.
you'll notice that it says Jesus chose each of these people and how close he would be to them. Choosing to have these different kinds of relationships seems to have been important. Why do you think that is?
Differences in our relationships is natural and actually smart. Not everyone you meet will be able to love you, support you, encourage and influence you in healthy ways. And if you try to make everyone your best friend, you open yourself up to negative influences or potentially getting hurt.
On the flip side, if you don't let anyone become close to you, you'll take on the challenges of life all on your own. You won't be able to get to that point where you can truly live your best life. We'll be talking a little bit more about this next episode.
We know that life is better in connection, but in connection that's meaningful. This is why at CSC Youth we take the dictionary definition of community, a group of people who have something important in common, and we go a little deeper.
Yeah, community at the Pursuit means being a part of a group where each person is truly known and loved for. They are also a part of growing together and learning in that.
This year at The Pursuit, we want to create a space where it's safe to dive deeper into relationship. Together, we want to chase after personal and real community to create relationships that matter. So those friend and inner circle relationships, where each of us are known for who we are and we're loved for being that person. We know that these kind of connections are the ones that will help us grow into more amazing people than we could have ever imagined that we'd become.
If that's something you want to be a part of, you are in the right place. And it all starts with 3 easy challenges. Number 1, be present. Make a commitment to be here. It's super hard to form community with other people if you aren't around enough for them to get to know you. 2, jump in. Take part in group discussions and experiences. Listen to what others have to say. Be a part of the community you're trying to form. 3, be you. Be real. Let the people in the group know who you are. Be authentic and transparent. You don't have to reveal all your deepest secrets, but be open to the possibility that you will eventually form a deep kind of friendship and relationship where you can feel safe to share those.
So, be present, jump in, and be you. If we do all of these things together, the community we build this year will be awesome and could even last you a lifetime.